Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to cover a subject hopefully no one will have to go through in their lifetime, in their career, and that is a job loss. With the world the way it is, companies may need to lay people off, which would mean you could lose your job. They could call you on the phone, email you, notify you, in other ways, bring you into the office. They could have a virtual call with multiple people on it. It just depends on what their policies are and what their procedures are. But at the end of the time when you've been told you no longer work for the company, whatever that company might be, you need to make a plan. At first, it might be a shock. You may not have any idea that this was going to happen. You might have had an idea it was going to happen because you saw other people losing their jobs in the company. But you thought, well, I'm always here and I've been here for 20 years and you know, I do my job and I do it well, and they're not going to lay me off. They're not going to let me go because I make the money for the company. I make a lot of money for the company. But when it comes down to it, regardless of their reason, you could lose your job. At first, if you're not expecting it, it will be a shock. You would just sit there and think, how is this happening? How can I lose my job when I've done everything I possibly can and I've always been there for the company? How is this happening? After the shock is worn off, it may take a little bit. It may get into you're very upset or angry about this. And you talk to your friends and your family and everything else. And you may talk to your friends and family before. Then it's time to make a plan. This is why we prepare. This is our own challenge for yourself, for your family. So I have a few tips in case you do lose your job for cutbacks, so whatever it might be. It's just tips and tricks maybe to survive a job loss. Cut all unnecessary expenses. If you have extra cable, if you have an extended cell phone plan, whatever you might have, cut those expenses immediately. Take a day or two, sit down, go through with yourself or your family, and decide what you're going to cut back on. Then start to look around and make a plan to find a new position as soon as possible at a different company. Take a few days to do that. Make it a point that you're going to find a job as soon as you can. Your job now is to find a new job. So treat it just that way. Every day get up, have a schedule, things you're going to do, and try to find a job as soon as you can. If you can, sell items that you don't need, that you haven't used in a long time. It could be online sales, it could be in a garage sale, a neighborhood sale, whatever you think you might want to sell and wherever you might think you want to sell it. Take a part-time job, or you might have to take 2 jobs. Whatever is necessary to keep your family afloat. If possible, take the jobs. It may not pay what you used to make. It may pay a whole lot less, but something coming in is better than nothing at all. Take inventory of all your food, all your supplies, clothes for yourself and your family. How long can you last without buying food, clothes, shoes, whatever it might be? Figure out how long your supplies are going to last if you're not able to find a job immediately. Figure out how you're going to have health care for yourself, for your family, if that's an option to pay for that, and see if that's in the budget. Sometimes it could be extremely expensive to get health care if you're not with the company. Avoid any type of waste, and this means wasting electricity, wasting water, wasting food, wasting time. Don't waste anything. Everything you have is a precious resource. So take care of it and use it wisely. Become the most frugal person that you know. Think of ways to save, cut back, barter, look for resources in your community. See if there are food pantries if you have to do that. If you have to go to a food pantry to feed your family, then by all means go to a church or a food pantry, and it's a temporary situation. And get the food that you need so you don't have that stress point in your life. Think about everything that you use. Okay, this is a very simple example, and I found myself doing this and then I stopped myself from doing it. When you're making notes, you make your notes. Most people will doodle. They'll go over the same letters in the note, or they'll make little pictures or whatever it is. Well, if this is an ink pen that you're using, it's using ink unnecessarily. And I know a lot of people will say, that's just crazy. Come on, it's an ink pen. But if you are out of a job and you're low on resources, whatever it is, if you use up the ink in the pen that you have, you may not be able to go and purchase more. That goes for paper, toilet paper, sugar, salt. It doesn't matter what it is. Ration your resources. Not to the point of being uncomfortable, but think twice before you put that extra scoop of sugar or honey or whatever it might be in your coffee or your tea. Can you do with one instead of two? Try it for a while. Then maybe you don't need sugar at all or honey. Save your resources, ration your resources, stretch the money that you have. Figure out how much money you have in your bank, how much money you can make on a part-time job, one part-time job, 2, 3 part-time jobs. Instill the help of your family if necessary. Ask them to help you around the house to cut those costs. If something breaks, you might have a family member that's a plumber or an electrician, or you may want to learn how to do it yourself, within reason. I'm not saying go out and be a plumber and start digging up pipes and things of this nature if you have never done this. I'm saying ask for help. Don't be so prideful that you don't ask for help. I'm sure you've helped out people in the past, whether they've lost their job or not. And in the end, make sure and take time, take care of yourself, take care of your health, and make a goal, make a plan of, I'm going to go out and I'm going to apply for X amount of jobs every single day. And then another important thing is, don't do this 24/7. Don't get so stressed that you can't sleep, you're not presentable, and you need to go on a job interview, and they may not want to hire you because they think, doesn't look like he's shaved in a long time. Doesn't look like she's done anything with her hair at all. I mean, she's a little disheveled. So, these are just some tips and tricks that gentle reminders maybe you want to share with your friends, family. If they've lost their job, how they can make it through and be productive and follow a plan. And after you get that next job, celebrate. I'm not saying go out and buy a new car, but celebrate your getting a new job and starting a new path in your life. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate all my viewers, and I welcome all the new viewers that stop by. If you enjoyed this video and found some of the information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. And also in the comments, do you have any tips or tricks for people that have lost their job, or they're underemployed, they only have one job and they're not making enough money? Put those in the comments for the viewers. I know it will help out everyone. And we're all here to share information and help each other out in these challenging times. Thank you so much, and I wish you the best of luck.